Spartans! What is your profession?
I'm not their echo, I'm my own sound. My roots in the earth, my head unbound. They whisper and judge, but I'm not their clay. I mold my tomorrow, I'm done with today. I walked away from their parade. Their words like stones that ricochet. They call me lost, but I am found on this quiet road where I'm unbound. I walked away through the quiet of the storm. Their voices loud, but my soul felt warm. They point their fingers, call me the stray, but I found my freedom when I walked away, yeah.
I walked away from their parade. Their words like stones that ricochet. They call me lost, but I am found on this quiet road where I'm unbound. I walked away through the quiet of the fray. Their voices loud, but my soul felt warm. They point their fingers, call me the stray, but I found my freedom when I walked away. They try to shame the soul that strays. When you carve your path, they turn away. An outsider's heart beats loud and clear. No chains can hold what's free from fear.
Their dreams aren't mine, they never fit. A puzzle forced, it just won't click. I see the world through my own eyes, not filtered through their scripted lies.
Their dreams were cages I couldn't call home. I saw a horizon where I could roam. They don't understand what they can't contain, but my path is my own through joy and pain. They try to shame the soul that strays. When you carve your path, they turn away. An outsider's heart beats loud and clear. No chains can hold what's free from fear.
Let them whisper, let them glare. I've grown strong in this thin air. The crowd may roar, but I won't bend. My road's my own until the end. They call me the outsider for chasing my flame. Their rules and their boxes I refuse to claim. I won't be a shadow, I'll carve my own way. They can try to shame me, but I won't obey. They call me the outsider for chasing my flame. Their rules and their boxes I refuse to claim. I won't be a shadow, I'll carve my own way. They can try to shame me, but I won't obey.
They try to shame the soul that strays. When you carve your path, they turn away. An outsider's heart beats loud and clear. No chains can hold what's free from fear.
So call me the outsider if that's what I'll be. I'd rather be lost if it means I'm free. Their maps are for them, I'll chart my own sea. I walked away, now I'm finally me.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. How is everyone doing today? I don't know why this thing keeps disappearing. Let me where's my name? Where is my there it goes. There we go. Boom. And here we go. I am TechOTraf. We are engineered to win. Today we're going to continue working on getting our integration for Okta. So last week we set up Okta. We logged into it, did all the configurations. Then we tried to set up our Docker container for our events management software to be able to accept to integrate Okta in it with SAML configuration in Python. We had some issues where we couldn't get it to work. So we're going to continue on that today. But we have lots of topics that we're going to get into today. I'm going to show you the latest changes on the Tech Barbarian coaching portal that I'm using for my Tech Barbarians to track our progress. I'm adding a lot of features in there to gamify it. So I'm going to show that. Also, we're going to be talking about Tesla getting permission to use their robo-taxis. We're going to be talking about how to make work fun and a species in Florida that they're using AI to trap because that species is out of control. So they're using AI powered traps for this species. So we're going to review all of that today while we're continuing to work through everything. All right. So that is our game plan for today. But first, we got to take care of a little bit of housekeeping. Thank you so much for joining, for allowing me to add a little bit of value into your lives. Thank you to all the subscribers who have signed up for this channel. Whether you're on YouTube, whether you are on Twitch, on X, on Arena, wherever you are watching, I just want to say thank you so much to all of the subscribers, those who have been with me for a very, very long time, and those who are brand spanking new, those who watch from the clouds, who are just lurking, and those who are very active day in and day out. I just want to say that I truly appreciate you from the bottom of my heart.
I appreciate you.
Shout out to my tech barbarians and my technical explorers, all of the Tech Coach Drive Patreon members. We had an amazing vibe code and chill session yesterday. I had my guy Junior in there sharing about the photography app that the instructor built. It was actually a really cool app. I had my guy Rod Brown detailing the new role and position that he has, and how AI plays a huge factor. He exposed me to a term that I was not familiar with, that we have to definitely do a deep dive in. Rod Brown told me SEO is dead. Search engine optimization is dead. It is all about GEO, generative engine optimization. GEO. So we are definitely going to be deep diving into that. That is basically how to make your content, your website, whatever it is, pop up into these AI responses. So that we're definitely going to be looking into that as well in the coming days, in the coming weeks. And we had such a great time. My guy Yakar was over there sharing some insights about the projects that he's working on. We added a new feature which I'll be showing you to the coaching portal to get quicker feedback and an easier feedback from all the people who are using it. So many different things that we're doing, and it's just great. It's just great. We had an overview of the new changes that are going to be happening on Resume Flow as well, the sponsor of this video. So it was a really great time. So shout out to all of the people who are able to be there. Shout out to all the members that I'm able to add additional value to. And the ones that my coaching people that I work with the one-on-one. Shout out to all of you guys for working so hard. We are the very, very best.
We the best.
And of course, shout out to my tech mercenaries. Those are the YouTube channel members who allow me to come on and create this content, to add this value, to spread this tech knowledge across the entirety of the world. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
All right. Real quick announcements. Tomorrow we have Kind of Conversations coming out tomorrow at noon. I'm going to be talking about collaboration. That was another thing that we spoke about at the beginning of the Vibe Code and Chill, about working with other people, collaboration. I'm going to be going a little bit deeper into it tomorrow. Kind of Conversation at noon Eastern time. Why it is really hard to collaborate with people, to get people energized to win. Like, that is one of the hardest things. Coaches, I'll tell you this, coaches in sports team or wherever, they are truly undervalued because of the level of work and effort that they to get people on the same page. It is not easy whatsoever. So shout out to all of the coaches out there. Shout out to all the leaders out there. But we're going to be talking about collaboration and why it is so hard to rally people around a common idea, a common interest. You know, a lot of people talk like cults have a negative connotation, but the way that, like, if cult leaders are able to use things for good, that, like, you need to be able to captivate people. So we're going to be talking about that tomorrow at noon Eastern time. So check that out. Tuesday night, of course, we're going to go live. We're going to continue working on different projects. We're probably going to stick to this Indico thing, because I think I'm on the brink of getting that done. So we're gonna continue with that, because the next step for me is, after all the research that we did, take it to my work environment and start externalizing the database and integrating the plugin for Slack, creating the Slack bot that we did the other day, and speaking to IT about setting up Okta in a way that it can connect to it. Right. So a lot of things happening, a lot of moving pieces. So one thing here, we will always and forever be working. But yeah, that's about it. Those are the announcements. We have, like, this week I'm gonna be cutting up the vibe code and chill, putting it in the Patreon. Such great information. Like, the information that Rod Brown shared with us on Saturday or yesterday was gold, right? And so much information about his role, but what it entails and the different tools that are available out there to force for these large language models to see some visibility, some analytics. So that's going to be amazing. All right. So that's what I have coming out this week in the Patreon. It's probably going to be about 3 to 4 videos that I'm going to cut up, put in the Patreon for people to see. I'm also going to upload the whole entire video in case anybody wants to sit through the whole thing. But I think it's going to be very, very important to cut it up. And you can join our sessions, our vibe coding our vibe coding show sessions every other Saturday for about 2.5 hours. Different people talking, working on different things. So answering questions, like, it's kind of like an office hour / let's collaborate, let's work together. Really, really cool stuff, really, really fun. So looking forward to seeing you there at techcoachralph.dev or patreon.com/techcoachralph. Check it out today. Also check out resumeflow.app, sign up, upload your resume, get some feedback on your resume, and see how you match up to the job that you're interested in, get some interview questions, all of that good stuff. Right? Okay. Let's move into this part of the show. Let me put that down. What am I not this? Let's do. And let me where's this thing? We are doing this one today. All right. So customizing Indigo. The first thing we're going to get into, I like to start the show showing the progress on the coaching portal, so that you can see how I'm coming up with these ideas. I'm going to show you what we did. I added a feature yesterday while we were doing Vibe Code and Chill. I'm going to show you what that feature is, and why I did it. And then I'm going to show you the next feature that I'm going to be adding in the next, probably tonight, I'll be adding it. And then I think after I add that last feature, then I'm going to start to clean things up, making it a little bit more user-friendly. But I wanted to throw all these features in there. And I don't expect the people that I'm coaching to use all of those features, but some people are going to use this feature over here. Some people are going to use this feature over there. I just want to have a tool that is going to get to meet people where they're at and then help them grow, whether they want a gamified workflow so that they can work towards something, or if they want, I don't know, whatever it is. And as I get feedback, I will always implement it, because I want to meet people where they're at and provide them the tools that is going to encourage them, motivate them, and help them build that discipline so that they can go out there and win. All right, so I'm going to jump over into the dashboard and show the latest edition. Something looks like it's missing. Let me refresh that. So let's go over here. And so a couple of things that I've added this reward system over here, where you can set goals that and milestones, and as you are completing them. So you say, all right, let's say you want to go to a basketball game. Let's say NBA season is about to start, right? And you want to go to a basketball game, but guess what? I don't believe that you should just be able to say, "Oh, I'm going to the basketball game," and you haven't earned it. So I believe that you need to earn it, right? So you have to win. So that's all right. Let's put in this reward system in place. And let's put in this reward system in place. And I want you to work towards it, set your goals. And as you accomplish those goals, as you accumulate those points, then you have earned the opportunity to go to that basketball game. So I set up the reward system. We have the rewards vault. I also cleaned up the layout because it was getting really, really messy. I set that up. The coaching session is still I'm still working on it. because it's not integrating as I wanted it to with my Google Calendar. Like, it's not putting it on my calendar. It's not blocking off the time. It's not really showing the availability, right? So that's a work in progress. We have the journal, so you can track your wins and like your accomplishments, your wins, and what you're also grateful for. The progress tracker where you can put in your goals and your habits. But the feature that I added yesterday was this right here, right? Especially for, because I coach a lot of people who are interested in QA. So what happens is you can provide feedback to share ideas or suggestions, or you can report a defect straight from there. So if I go to say provide feedback, and let's say I'm just gonna do test right now, and I'm gonna say feedback type. Let's say praise. This is really cool. And how important is this to you? Let's say it is, and then you can add a screenshot if you want. What I'm gonna do with the screenshot is right now you have to like click on it. You probably have to choose it from your computer. I don't even know if this is gonna work. So let's say I choose this thumbnail. But something I want to do is, let's say you took a screenshot on your computer, right? And you do copy to clipboard. I also want it to be like where you can just paste that copied image from the clipboard right into this attachment section, so you don't have to like save it to your computer, try to find it. I want it to be as easy as possible for the users. But basically you have this to provide feedback, you submit the report, and it's submitted. Let's see, also we could do with a defect. Let's say something's not working, and go here. I also want to make this steps to reproduce using the HTML editor, where you can like, property format and stuff like that. But that is another feature addition that we have placed here. Go here, then here, blah blah. But it's not gonna, like, it's not formatted properly. Let's say expected, actual. Let's say it's critical, and I'll throw in another screenshot over here. And if I submit that, and the way that this is working is it is going through Resend, which is a emailing provider, right? Custom SMTP settings like that. So, and this is what we set up on the Vibe Code and Chill yesterday. I asked Gemini for a suggested idea, and Gemini gave like, this is a good way to do it. I copied all of that. We had a little challenge, right? Because Junior asked me at the beginning of Vibe Code and Chill, with the new system that Lovable has in place, have I ever used all of the 5 free credits in one prompt? And I said, I haven't, but let's try it out. So I took the whole idea that Gemini gave me, and I copied that whole thing into Lovable, and it used 4.7 of the 5 daily free credits. So it was really close, but it did have a couple of database changes that it had to do. So, and those database changes do take a credit or so. So that was basically it. What I want to do now, I want to see if I got that email. So if I go here, let me do that for a second. So I do have the email. Is there anything in here? Nah, there's nothing in there. That's not. Nope. So let me do this. So there goes the feedback report where it's sent to me. Feedback praise, nice to have. The screenshot does not show. So if I click on this view screenshot, so I do see the screenshot from here, but it doesn't show. Maybe it's not. All right, show images. All right, because the report. Okay, there you go. So it does show the screenshot here. Probably need to have it not like give it. Maybe I don't know. I have to see like how long it's going to store the image in here, but that's part of it. Let me see. All right, cool. Let me see who we got over here, and let's go to over here. And then this was the defect report that I reported. Let's do show images. Eventually, what I'll do is I will set up the domain for the for the email. So it can be like the right email, stuff like that. You got like on recent, you can set up the SMTP provider, stuff like that. But no big deal. But so that was a feature from yesterday. Something I just did today was I had it fix the color scheme when you go to the rewards vault and you go to set up my rewards. It was like the color was messed up. Basically, it was like showing a light. It was a mixture of light mode and of dark mode type of thing. It was kind of messed up. So we have the monthly rewards vault here. So this is for people to be able to push themselves, encourage themselves, so that they can actually it's like a self-motivating discipline builder, something like that, right? So if we go to try it out real quick, rewards title, let's say we do for, all right, we'll go with tier 2 milestone reward. Let's say we get a tomahawk steak, and let's get a tomahawk steak for reaching tier 2. And let's say it's 1500 points. That's fine. Let's say for tier 1, we would go and get a, what we get on a, I don't know. Let's do a fancy coffee. Let's say we do a cold brew nitro coffee, right? And then you can like set the amount of points that you want to like for it to reach it. And then here, let's go to a all you can eat Brazilian buffet. Say meat buffet, right? This one doesn't have a coach. I'll leave it as that. Lock in my rewards. Let's see if that works. All right, so that set up rewards vault. Let's see. I think let me see. So one thing I need to do is after you save it, for it to automatically refresh with because right now I have to do a refresh over here. And then it'll show up. Oh, okay, so we need to fix these colors as well. So we fixed the colors in the setup, but we do not have the colors. Why is, if I do edit, it should have it locked in. Let me see. So we have the cold brew, need 500 points. We have the tomahawk. So okay, I have to fix that, but I'll do that later. No big deal. But that's basically what I'm working on, what I'm setting up for all of my tech barbarians, so that they can have that mindset to self-motivate, self-discipline, build on that, so that they can have that consistency and they can go out there and win. The next feature that I'm looking to throw into here is here's a way. So if you ever, I have a book over here somewhere, but it's called Eat That Frog by, oh my God, who made Eat That Frog? Brian Tracy. It's by Brian Tracy, Eat That Frog. So basically the concept of Eat That Frog is to do the thing that's hardest to do the very, very first thing in the day, right? The hardest thing to do that first. So an idea that I had was, what about time tiered dynamic point system, right? So basically, the earlier you get something done, the early bird special, the earlier you get something done, the more points you can get for it, right? So let's say something has 75 points maximum. So let's say this example, right? Write one QA test case. If you get that done by, let's say, 7 a.m., that's 75 points right there. But maybe if you get it done by 8 a.m., then now your 75 goes down to 70. And that takes away from you being able to get that cold brew nitro coffee. It takes 5 points off of that, so it takes longer to get there, right? So my idea is the earlier you can eat that frog, the more points you can get for it. So now if that motivates you to wake up at 4:30 in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, then you can get all those stuff down and you get the maximum amount of points so that you can hit those daily goals, build that consistency. Another thing I'm adding to it is where you can set daily goals and have recurring goals, kind of like I forgot what the name of that journaling system was to set your, oh my god, I forgot the name of it, but something a mixture of that, where you can have recurring goals, you can have recurring goals, you can have where have your recurring goals, you can have your custom, like, this is only for today. I need to go to do this, right? Or you say, all right, every single day I need to do X, right? And now it's worth this amount of points, things like that, right? So that's what I'm going to be working on today, where you can set your to-do list, kind of like a to-do list, but the things that you knock out on the to-do list, they are actually worth something. All right. That's what's coming up next, and having that available to those that I'm coaching. And I just thought about this, right? Maybe I could make this available for more people that maybe I don't work with them directly one-on-one, but it could turn into like a self-coaching type of thing where give you access to it, and you can kind of like, if you need more coaching, then you can sign up to get an actual coach, but you also have the opportunity to quote unquote self-coach, where you have all the tools in place to build that resiliency, right? So that's something that I'll think about. I will think about that, and we'll see how that goes. But for now, this stuff I'm building is for my coaching members so that they can build that drive and that dedication. All right, alrighty then. Let me check out the chat really quick, and then we are going to get into our very first segment of working on the Indico Docker images. So I'm gonna go to our YouTube chat really quick. We have Daji in the building, says hi. Well, hello to you as well. Says long time, I am back. Welcome back, Daji. Always a pleasure to have you here. Over on the arena side of the game, we have Loading, which is also a Discord server, which I should share that Discord server because it's a really good Discord server. Let me see if I have the ability to. I might not have the ability to, because the last time I tried, I wasn't able to. But if I am able to share that Discord server, it's really cool. Let me see. Don't know if I have the ability to share this Discord server. Invite people. Looks like I do. All right, I'm gonna drop it in my chats for anyone who wants to join the Loading Discord server. Really cool stuff, really cool people, always looking to collaborate. Blockchain education. I'm just looking at the Discord right now. Blockchain education. So really cool stuff. But they did mention on arena. Loading says, "What's up? Sent you another 1,000,000 Loading tokens." Also, viewers, make sure to repost this. Yes, please repost this as well. We got 7 people on arena, so shout out to everyone on arena. I am going to share the Loading invite to the Discord server because it's really cool. Really good information in there, and really good place to meet people and learn from and try to collaborate and stuff like that. So just drop that in the chat. I'm going to put that inside of my I just dropped it inside of the arena chat as well. All right. Okay. So with that being said, we are going to jump into our first segment of work, because we're going to be working on the customizing the Indico Docker image for Okta. Right. So with that being said, let's jump into it. Let me throw up 20 minutes on the clock.
It's time to do.
And I am going to go over to, let's go over to Gemini, right? So last time the issue that happened was we tried to build a Docker image with to install the SAML, the Python SAML library, the XML SEC, and we had some issues. So we had to uninstall it. We did so what we're gonna do, we're gonna go into the actual container again and try to install it manually. If we get it manually, then we'll build the image, because that was part of the issue that we had last time. So by the way, it is very, very rainy down here in South Florida. It is thundering outside. So if the rain, it's not really raining right now, or if it is, it's drizzling. If it does get loud, I have my headphones here that I'll put on. So please bear with me as we have some weather issues down here today. All right, so let's go ahead and let me pull up a terminal. And I'm going to switch to this screen over here. And I am going to close down some containers actually. Let's say Docker stop. I think that's the only way to stop. Everything else is good. All right, so let's go with clear. And let me do Docker PS again. And I need the prod web server. And I'm going to say clear Docker exec. And the more you actually type in these commands, the more they're going to stick with you. Because now I can I used to have the worst time remembering these commands, but now it's going to be Docker exec, and it's going to be, can you see that? Let me see. There we go. Docker exec. And I'm going to say the name of the container, and we're going to say bin bash. So we can get that container. Why aren't we into this container? Taking longer than I'd expect. Docker logs. No Python. All right, so we had issues starting up the application. Okay. So is that why I can't get it? Okay, no, I'm in. All right, I'm in. So let's go ahead and we are going to go to, what I need to do is go to CD, or yeah, let's do CD dot dot v and VNV bin. Let's go with that. And I'm gonna do a pip cache purge based on the documentation. All right. And then we're gonna reinstall the SAML source that we got from Gemini. And we're gonna go like that. Let's see if we get any errors with that. So that's going through. I think it took some time to install last time. All right. So then after that happens, then we should restart Indico, which is going to be restarting the container. Your should load correctly without error. So what we'll do is we will monitor the logs from Docker logs -f to follow. Oh, the name of the container that we want. Prod Indico web 1. So the last logs that we had was no Python application found. Okay, so if we go here, so we're waiting for the Python SAML to be installed with no binary, all of it. Let's see how long that's going to take. Installing build dependencies. And if that works, then we would go to, which one did we build it off of over here? How did we do it last time? It's not on this one. Maybe it's in the other one. Let's see. It wasn't in this one either. So we must have did it in this one then. And maybe we took it off in order to get it built. All right, so let me go back over here. This is still going. I don't know why it's taking so long. Let's see. Makes sense. So I don't know why it's. Let me see. How big is this? So that's only 83 kilobytes. Because once that gets installed, we should just be able to restart the container. And what I'm gonna so let's go while it's doing that, right? Let's go over to here and see. All right, if that works, then we would need to. So we got our identity provider. What is this? This is configuration block. Where do we add this? Okay, so this is in the Indico conf file, where we have the SAML code that's gonna go with your URL, all this stuff, and basically this is what's going to be needed to authenticate with Okta, because the goal is to get Okta to work with our Indico, but we need to get the app. We need to get the dependencies installed, the Python dependencies installed first, right? So let's see how we can get that to happen. Should be taking its time. I wonder if it's because of the pip cache purge, because the pip cache purge is supposed to prevent it from reinstalling the same broken version that it downloaded before. Because once that's done, let me take a look at what we did up here. Did we do anything differently in the I don't see any changes that we made to the SSH. All right, so let's go down over here. How would we get this? All right, so that's going through. It was, I don't know. I feel like it took a long time for no reason. How would we get this working, or how we get this as part of the Docker image build? Let's do that. I don't know what's going on with this. It's taking a lot longer than it should. All right, so to ensure this fix is permanent as part of your automation build process, you need to modify your Docker file. This involves adding the necessary system dependencies and running the pip command to reinstall SAML package from its source code during image build. You need to locate your Docker file. I have that. Okay, we have that. Inside of that, do the following changes. Add a run command to install this lib package using apt-get. This should be done before any pip commands. Rebuild the Python package, add the run. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to capture the Docker file that we've been using. I believe this is a Docker file. Let me make sure I'm using the right Docker file. Okay, so this is the right one because it's installing the Slack notifier. All right, so I'm gonna say this is the current version. Let's go back over here. The current version of the Docker file I've been using. So let's just make sure that it gives us the right information for that Docker file that we have. So it says you need to add 2 run commands to your Docker file. One, install the necessary system library for SAML, and another one to rebuild the specific Python package from source. Install this one. Add this to the app get install command that's already in your file. And then rebuild the Python package. Pip install commands are finished. This guarantees that Indico and the dependencies are installed first. So we are going to go to this one right here, right above the text live. All right. So we're going to take that one. We're going to go over to here and we are going to take that. Let's put that right there. And then we are going to, so we have our Slack notifier. So we need to do this part for our SAML. And that's going to be right under the Slack notifier. So I'm copying this part right here. I'm copying this part for the SAML and putting that inside of the Docker file right below the Slack notifier code. So we have Slack notifier right here. Right under it is going to be these install codes. What? Hold on, I put it in the wrong spot. It looks like because okay, we're copying the Slack notifier. So it's gonna be right here. So so after the Slack notifier is installed, then we're going to do the one for the SAML. All right, there we go. Boom, perfect. Let's see, how is this thing going? It's still going. I don't know why it's taking so long. Usually these. So hopefully after it finishes installing the SAML library, then we don't have any other issues. We can restart and go from there. All right, so that's done. It says after it's done, we need to exit out of that and say docker compose restart go web. Say prod Indico web. Prod Indico web 1. This is docker restart prod Indico web 1. So the restart is happening. We're going to follow. And so far, it looks like it's starting up correctly. I don't see any issues starting up. That looks correct. Before we were getting a bunch of no Python application. Well, no, we've got some of these. Not getting any issues. All right. So the way that we're going to check it, we're going to go to the actual application, which would be at localhost 8080. Oh, look at that. We are in business. We are in business. All right. So let's do this. Let's continue. So we have how to get it into the Docker image. I don't want to build a Docker image now. I can do that later. Being that we're back in business, we're connected. Now I'm curious, what is the next step? So this part, no big deal. I can easily come back to that. But what is the next step? Let's go back up here. Let's go back up to, because we have our Indico. Good. We have all that. All right, so complete all this is done. We're putting in the SAML information. So I'm going to say, the application is back up and running, and the SAML configuration is in the indico.conf file. What is the next step in order to authenticate with Okta and Indico? So let's see what's next. Now that we have that part working, where do we go from here? All right, the next step is to test the complete end-to-end workflow with all configuration in place. You're ready to perform an authentication test to ensure Okta and Indico are communicating correctly. So open incognito private browser window. This ensures your existing login session and Indico admin doesn't interfere with the test. Click Okta login button. So there should be an Okta login button. All right, so let's go to localhost 8080. Okay, so I am going to share the screen that I'm looking at with you, my incognito mode, my private browsing mode. Let's go here. And if I click login, oh, look at that. Looky here. We have a login with Okta button. Where they do that at? So, if I click login with Okta, what happens? I get taken to Okta. And if I say, at tech coaching with Ralph.com, right? And we go to next. User is not assigned to this application. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this user assigned to this application. Let's go get this user assigned to this application. Let's go to Okta. And verify, select Okta code. What is my Okta? Why is my phone on? Jesus, why is my phone on airplane mode? Let me go to Okta. Okta. And the Okta code is going to be break time. But let me get into Okta though. Let's go to 682.736. What? Password? I don't know, but let me see. Ah, come on. Let me see. Send a verification email. All right, so I'll check the verification email once we get back from break, but always forgetting these passwords, whatever. We'll go from there. But I like the fact that we got to the screen of logging with Okta. We need to get back into Okta. We need to get back into Okta. We need to assign this user to the Indico application, and that should allow them to get in, right? So let's go to break though. Let's go to break and then we shall go from there. All right. Let me see if there's anything I need to address. No, we're good. Shout out to everyone who's watching. We got some people on YouTube, we got some people on X, and we got some people on Arena. Shout out to all of you. Yes. All right. So what I want to talk about Tesla. Tesla just won approval for robo taxis in Arizona. How you like them apples? So, let's go ahead and let's take a look at this article about Tesla being able to have their robo taxis in Arizona. This one's brought to us by Routers. I never really know how to say the name of that organization. But let's go to here, and I'll throw up 5 minutes on the clock for this one. It says Tesla wins approval for test autonomous robotaxis in Arizona. Oh, so the Tesla robotaxi is what is that? Like the model? I am not I don't know all the models of Tesla. Is that like a Model S or something like that? I don't know. But let's see. So this particular Tesla robotaxi drives on the streets along South Congress Avenue in Austin, Texas on June 22nd, 2025. Says, let me see whatever. So Tesla has been approved to start testing autonomous robotaxi vehicles with a safety monitor in Arizona. The state transportation department said in an email to Reuters on Friday. So I think the safety monitor is an actual human being who sits in the car and monitors make sure the car is doing what it's supposed to do. Tesla had applied in June for a permit to begin trials for an autonomous vehicle ride-sharing service, and now plans to test robotaxis in the Phoenix metro area using safety drivers, the Arizona Department of Transportation said in its email. So my question is, let's say these robo taxis start to take over, right? Where you don't have to get into an Uber with a random person who and you've heard some crazy Uber stories, right? And I can imagine as these robo taxis start to take off from your phone, when you call for that Tesla robo taxi, you call for that Uber, whatever, you can control the actual music that's going to be played or radio station that's going to be played as it's taking you from point A to point B. I can see that coming because on your phone, you can just say, oh, I want to listen to this station, right? On the app that you summon the robo taxi, whether it's Waymo, Tesla, whatever Uber is going to be using at some point, right? Tesla did not respond to a Reuters request for comment. It was not immediately clear when the trials would start or how long they would last. Tesla chief executive Elon Musk previously stated that Tesla plans to launch an autonomous ride-hailing service to about half the U.S. population by the end of this year. I'm telling you, Mr. Elon Musk is a very, very, very ambitious individual. Tesla rolled out a small test of its robotaxi service in a limited area of Austin, Texas in June, with about a dozen vehicles, a select group of passengers, and many restrictions, including a safety monitor in the front passenger seat. And that is everything for that story. That was pretty quick. Shout out to Tesla. I am curious to see how those robo taxis are going to be, are going to be taken off. I've said this before. I am interested in the cyber cab, right? Because if I can just sit in the back and have it chauffeur me around like they did for driving Miss Daisy, I am all for it. I am with it. I don't like to drive, right? I like cars, I just don't like to drive them, especially when I have to go to distant places. So if I can get my Cybercab, which is my personalized taxi, right? Then I'm all for it. Another question that I have though with these robo taxis. So number one, are they a threat? Are they a threat to Uber drivers and Lyft drivers and Uber Eats drivers, DoorDash drivers, right? Is it a threat? And if they are, because it's got to cost money to have all these cars, would you be able to purchase a Tesla and have it be part of the robo taxi network? I don't know. I don't know how they plan to manage this, because taxis themselves, there's different ways that taxis work, where you can have somebody who buys a taxi and they own the taxi, but they work for a particular taxi group. But then Uber came around and it's like you bring your own car and Uber is going to send you here, send you there, pick up this person. This is the price is preset. But now when the robo taxis come out, do the robo taxis belong to Tesla? Do they belong to Waymo? Do they belong to whatever other company that there is out there? Or is there an opportunity for a person to purchase
Get a move on.
a
Back to work.
Tesla?
Chop, chop. Let's go. Come on, get a move on. Back to work. Back to work. Back to work.
But like to purchase a Tesla, to purchase the Waymo vehicle and have that as a way to generate income for them, even though they're not the one who is physically doing the, because like let's say you buy like 3 or 4 Teslas and you want them to serve as Tesla robo taxis. Do you have that opportunity to buy it and put it inside of the fleet of Tesla vehicles that are going to be driving people around as taxis? I don't know. So that's just one of the thoughts that I have about how this whole ordeal is going down. All right. But we're gonna get back to work. We're gonna get back to work. We're going to. I'm so happy to see that this Okta thing is showing up. We're going to check our email to see if I'm able to log in and reset my password for for Okta, and then we go from there. All right. So let me see if I got an email. Don't see an email yet. Let me check my phone. So let's go over to here. Oh, I never clicked on send an email. Let me send it. Let's try that again. So let's go over here. Let's go to say verify with something else. Enter the Okta code. Let's see if I can get the Okta code again. Let's try that again. If not, then we'll try the whole reset process. Okta code. Let's go here and we're gonna say 235 356. Oh, that was quick. That was quick. Oh, that's still the same code. All right, let's go to sign in. And it still wants the password. All right, so I forgot my, let me try one more password. Nope. All right, so let's do forgot password. Let's do send me an email. Email sent. I had the verification code last time. Let me see. All right, so let me go to check my email. Okay, got the password. All right, let me put in the code 737-817, verify. New password. All right, let's do. All right, let's do reset. Okay. Enter code from Okta app. Let's try that again. And we're good. All right, perfect. We are golden. I didn't put up, all right, put up another 20 minutes.
Let's go! Let's go!
All right, so applications, and let's go to assign users, assign users. Let's do that. We're assigned. All right, now if we go back to the other one and we go to over here. All right, so let me go back to localhost 8080. We're going to say login. We're going to say login with Okta. We're going to say Ralph at Tech Coaching with Ralph. Next. Uh-oh. Let's see. All right, let's do enter a code. Enter a code from the Okta app. Let's do 517. Jeez. I think it's quick. 517664. Verify with your password. I do both. Verify. What? We are in there like swimwear. So let me take a look around. Oh, am I logged out? The question is, am I really logged in? I'm not sure. The page you're looking for does not exist. Let's go. All right, so I'm gonna say it got me in here, which is semi-logged in, because it took me to this page, but maybe that's not the page I should be taken to, right? Let me go to me try. So all right, so yeah, we're not actually logged in, to be honest with you, but we were able to go through the whole Okta flow, right? So because I'm authenticated with Okta, but it's not finding up. All right, so it's not actually taking me fully logged in. So let's go back over to our other. Let's go over here, and I'm going to say that the Okta button, you should, all right, so let's say, click on the Okta button. We did the authenticate. You'll be redirected to the sign-in page, login using the credentials of the test user who has been assigned to the Indico application in Okta. We did that. Verify after successful authentication. Okta should redirect you back to your Indico instance. You should be logged in automatically. For a new user, the Indico account should be created on the fly. Click on your name. See, I didn't get that. If you encounter an error, here's app not assigned. So we fixed that already. So that's done. We had this error, we fixed that. Indico shows a SAML error after redirecting cause. This indicates a mismatch between the configuration in Okta and the Indico conf file. The most common culprit is the audience URI or the X509 certificate. Meticulously double check that the entity ID in your SAML's configuration SP section matches exactly the audience URI in Okta. Also recopying the X509 cert from the Okta metadata to ensure it is correct. Login works, but user information is missing. So the login, so I think we're at this stage right here. So I'm going to say when I logged in, or after I got through the Okta verification / validation, I was taken to this page in Indico, and I got a page not found error, and the user was not actually logged in. So let's put that. Let's see what it tells us. Let's see what it tells us. And then we can go from there. The page not found on the ACS URL means Okta successfully authenticated you, but sent you to the wrong endpoint in Indico. is a path often used in the web UI-based setups, which are Indico conf file-based configuration expects a different path. The cause issue almost certainly is a mismatch between the single sign-on URL configured in your Okta application and the correct ACS assertion consumer service that the Python SAML library uses in Indico. Okta is sending you to this URL, but your configuration expects this. How to fix, you need to update your URL in the Okta application settings. And so in your Okta admin dashboard, navigate to applications, and click on the Indico app. Go to the general settings tab and change this URL to this URL. So let's try that. So if we go to Okta and we go to applications, and we go to sign on, I think they said. We have that. We have see general maybe. Where did you say to go? It said to go to the application, click on your application app, go to general tab. And all right, so general tab. Where's the general tab? General tab. SAML settings. Okay. And it said that the configure SAML single sign-on URL, change it to this. Okay. So if we change that to configure SAML, is it that? Yeah, so it should be that. Then save those changes. After updating the URL, Opta, try the login process again in a new incognito window. While the URL is most likely the problem, here are a few other things to double check. Audience URI in Okta. So the audience URI. Audience URI, ensure the audience URI in Okta is set to this address and that it perfectly matches the entity ID in your Indico conf. Base URL, that's good. So, all right, let me entity ID. So ensure the audience URI SP entity ID is localhost multipath. Let's go and check that actually. Let's do this to finish that off. Wait, audience URI, SP entity ID should be the same thing. Audience URI in Indico, and it is set to this. So that should be there too. Let's go put that. And if we were to, I guess, save this. And we do finish. So we got that. Let's go and check our Indico file now. Let's go to here, and I am going to go in here, and we're going to go to ls cd etc ls vim indico.conf and identity providers. All right, so that's commented out. That's good. That's good. Oh, look at that. The entity ID is that multipass address, so that's good. All right, so let's go ahead. So that one is good. All right, so we missed that. Let's go and let's try to log in again. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring the incognito window to this screen over here. Make it a little bit smaller. Let's do another one. Let's go here, and I'm gonna bring that back over here. And we're gonna go to localhost 8080, login with Okta, Ralph at techcoachingwithralph.com. Enter security code 529055. Password. What? What in the world is going on here? Hold on a second. Okay, there we go. Login failed. SAML login. Why is that? All right, let's try that again. I don't know what's going on. So, let me close it. Open it back up. Let's try that again. I don't know why I said that. Because last time it was able to get through the SAML. But now, okay, let's go to login. Login with Okta. Okay. And we do enter Okta password. And we do login failed, SAML login failed. Why is that? I wonder if there's any reporting over here that could tell us what's going on. Let's see, system log maybe. Oh wait, so it said it was successful. It said it was successful. But Indico is rejecting it. All right, so let's check the logs of Indico then to see why it's rejecting it. Let's move, and we're following the logs over here, or maybe. So, all right, so we can see the failures happening over here. So it says, all right. Oh, so we have errors here, right? So let's go to. Just find the right error. I don't know. Let me see. So let's copy this. If it needs more, we'll give it more, but let's copy with this. Let's start off with that. So I'm gonna go into Gemini, and I'm going to say that when I added, so after making these changes and trying to log in, I got this error from the, oh, actually what I did, so it's nice. So after making these changes and authenticating via Okta, I got this error from Indico. Let's go with that. And let's see if that tells us anything. And I got this error too. From Okta. I'm gonna also put what I got from Okta just so that I can be thorough in my answers. Let's see. Let's go with that. And I will go with that. All right, so I'm passing in all the information that I got from Okta, so that and from Indico, so we can see what issues that we're having, and then try to work our way through that. And you sent the SAML response. Indico rejected it during the final validation. The generic is combined with a success always points to a security mismatch between Okta and what Indico is expecting. The most likely cause is a conflict in the security settings of your indico.conf. Okta default SAML may not sign the entire SAML message, but Indico's default security settings, which is configured, expected to be signed. Wanted message signed true. When Indico receives a response, it checks for the signature. The quickest way to resolve this is to relax one of your security settings in the file. Wanted message sign true to change the false. So if we change the false, we can see if we can at least authenticate. And after we see that happening, then we can change it back to true and figure and make the long-term fix. So let's go and check that then. Let's go over to here. And we can go to, let me see, I want terminal. Let's go here and let's check if that is the case. SAML configuration. All right, so want message signed is set to true. So we're gonna change that to false for now. We're gonna change it to false for now. See if we can bypass that. And if we do get that to work, then we'll find the right way to fix it. All right, so let's do that. WQ, exit, restart. And we'll get it restarted. And once it gets restarted, then we're going to track the logs again and try to sign in again. All right, so it's restarted. Let's go and track our logs again. Make sure it starts up. All right. And we will do another incognito. New incognito. Let's do localhost 8080. Login with Okta. Ralph at techcoachingwithralph.com. Next, and we're gonna do verify with a code. Get the code from the phone. 756052. Password. Still having the same issue. That's not good. So let's find out why. Let me see.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
Let's see how far up we can go. So let me take where it first failed. Logging errors. I'm just going to copy all this, all right? Just copy all that. Verify the certificate. All right, so I'm just gonna dump this message in here. After making the change for the want message signed, I still got the login error. This is the logs from the Docker container. All right, let's go to break. Let's go to break. Let me see. Anything going on in the chats? Not so much. Let me block that. All right. Next topic, next break time topic that we're going to be talking about today. Can you make work fun again, or maybe for the first time? Has work ever been fun? For me, work is always fun. I truly enjoy all the things I get to figure out at work, the people that I get to work with, learning from them, helping them with different things. But a lot of people have a very negative sentiment of work, and this article is brought to us by Forbes, talking about if we can make work. Why is this thing? All right, there we go. So we're going to jump into, can you make work fun? Well, let's try. All right. Throw up 5 minutes for this one. All right, so like I said, it's brought to us by Forbes. How to make work fun, a guide for leaders. Where's my mouse? All right, so so it says, does work feel heavy these days? The challenge of navigating economic uncertainty and disruptive technologies, hello, AI, mean that maintaining optimism and effectiveness is a challenge. In this environment, we also expect that work can be fun. The incessant pressure also means that too often work is not fun. Author Brie Groff maintains that it doesn't have to be that way, and indeed, work can be fun. All right. Yes, Brie Groff believes that work should be fun. Not just occasionally during those offsite excursions, but every single day. In her new book, Today Was Fun, a book about work, seriously, she challenges the grind culture with a bold proposal. Here goes the bold proposal. What if we stopped treating our weekdays as something we wished away? I repeat, what if we stopped treating our weekdays as something we wished away? You know what? I haven't even read this article yet, but I agree with this question. People right away, they write away the workday. They're like, oh, or the week, right? The weekdays, Monday through Friday. They like Friday because people hate Mondays. People love Fridays because Fridays is getting you into the weekend, and they're like, oh, it's a Monday, oh, it's a Tuesday, and they just don't like it. So, but this person says, if you stop wishing the days away and you make the most of it, then you're going to find pleasure in your days. I'm telling you, I enjoy every single day that I get to go to work, that I get to work on my own stuff, that I get to build applications. Wherever I'm building applications, I'm happy. All right. All right. So it says Groff became an evangelist to help people enjoy every day, not only 2 days tacked on the end of 5 grueling days of stolen joy. Tell me about it. Today was fun, sprang from Groff's lived experience as a caregiver for her mother fighting terminal cancer. We were at the cancer center for my mom's treatment where everyone is hoping for more time. Tell me about it. Imagine that. Imagine that. Some people have only a few months, if they're lucky, a few years to live. So they want to make the most out of every single day. While we who think we're healthy, we might not have a terminal illness, but we're like, oh, I hate Mondays. I can't wait for Friday. And you miss so much opportunities for five of these days. Because really, the only thing you're looking for Friday is the end of Friday at 5 o'clock to go to happy hour, and it's like it's 5 o'clock somewhere. But so you're only valuing 2 days out of the 7 days out of the week that were gifted to us. Every single day that you open your eyes is another gift. It's another opportunity to be great, to do amazing things. But you won't do it you won't be able to do amazing things with the wrong mindset. To me, and Jocko Willink said this, every day is a Monday. It's a new opportunity to do amazing things. I start a new week every single day. Right? It says, I got a text from a friend who said, I can't wait for this week to be over. And here's the heartbreaking part about it, right? For the author whose mom is terminally ill, that week to be over is, I don't know what day it was, but let's say it was a Tuesday, right? So you're trying to remove 3 days with their mom that they don't have that much time left, you know? It's a normal sentiment in the middle of a grinding week to be wishing for the weekend, but the simple exchange was an epiphany for Groff. If we were only enduring 5/7 of every week, if we were just trying to get through those days, we were essentially giving up days of life. I agree 1,000%
Get a move
so
on.
far.
Back to work. Chop, chop. Let's go. Come on, get a move on. You're back to work. Back to work. Back to work.
Groff decided it didn't have to be that way. She set out to identify ways big and small to invoke our workdays with enjoyment. Let's see what it says. If we dislike our workdays, we're disliking a grand portion of our lives. That is so true. That is so true. That is so true. If you dislike Monday through Friday, you hate most of your life. And maybe that's why so many people are unhappy. Maybe that's why so many people are unhappy. Because guess what? As you were growing up and you went to school Monday through Friday, and you were waiting for the weekends to go do whatever you wanted to do, we don't teach our kids to appreciate the weekday. And it makes sense why if we don't appreciate the weekday, how can we teach our kids to appreciate the weekday? Right? I hear it. It says, let's see. Yes, there's the business case that satisfied workers perform better, but as workers, the stakes are much higher. Groff doesn't make a typical business case for employee engagement. She makes an where's Miss Freckles when I need her? An existential one. What resulted in a primer on injecting every day with joy, whether in rethinking work or building in little moments that boost energy. Even her chapter titles are fun, such as "Your brain works whether you're wearing a suit or stretchy pants." I hope so. I hope so. I don't know. Some people, their brains don't work at all. And shoveling beep is fun if you like your co-shovelers. That's a good one. It says her suggestions beg for readers to flag pages with sticky notes for future inspiration. Here are a few to consider. So I'll say this too. And I might end up incorporating some of this concept in how are you going to make your day fun? How are you going to make your day a thankful one, a productive one? What you should never have, let's put it like this. Let's make a declaration. You should never have a bad day. Yes, Bad things can happen in a day. We've seen that over the past few weeks, few months, right? Bad things can happen in a day, but we should not allow the bad things that happen in a day to control the result of our day. So every day should be a good day. If you're able to wake up, to breathe and go to sleep, then that's a good day. And then everything else you pack into it, make it good, right? So let's read this example. Thin slice joy like prosciutto. Prosciutto is pretty good. Using the approach of a little goes a long way, Groff endorses the idea that every day can hold a sliver of delight. You see, there you go. Groff recommends identifying tiny things such as at 1:30 p.m. smoothie break, a favorite tea during meetings, or a lighthearted exchange with a teammate. For me, I go and fight at night. So I work really, really hard during the day, and then I go to jujitsu or I live stream with you guys to take my mind off of a busy day, an enjoyable busy day of research and collaboration and stuff like that. But I get that change of scenery, that change of attitude, that change of mindset, and that's my sliver of delight. Going to train Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, going to live stream and look up other technologies, other concepts, right? It says, sometimes we just have to get really, really small. She said, or go bigger with what might seem like a big departure, like having a performance review meeting at the nail salon. What? Now, I'm not gonna have a performance review meeting at the nail salon because I don't get my nails done, but maybe there's another event. Because nothing neutralizes a high stake meeting like a foot soak. It says go deep on work friendships. What? Groff cites that the Gallup research that demonstrates that people who have a best friend at work are stronger contributors to business outcomes. I don't know about that. She goes deeper by pointing out that friendship is good for enjoying life and coins the term cozy teams who help each other share crazy ideas and do amazing work by navigating challenges together. So I would say this, right? You got to be careful with the whole workplace friendship stuff, right? I think you can be great collaborators, associates, but you got to be careful. Some people make great friends at work, but it's always a very, very careful situation because the number one reason that you go to work is to be able to provide for yourself and your family, and it's not to make friends. Now, if you can make friends, great, but you got to be careful with that. But I do agree with the share crazy ideas and do amazing work by navigating challenges together. I 100% agree with that. And you don't need to be best friends to do that. Just so. All right, let's keep going. As Groff suggests, new teams create a user manual to exchange get to know you information like whether team members have siblings or pets or other info that can create connection that might not come up in everyday work conversations. Also include situations that help them thrive and ways that they might need help. This is a really good article, to be honest with you. This foundation helps keep things smooth when a project hits a snag. Skip overworking and step into overliving. Overliving? All right, it says, rather than overworking, Groff suggests identifying ways to overlive. Try visiting a library midweek and go on a book shopping spree, or eat Tuesday dinner by candlelight using the good dishes. Upgrade your coffee order and stand still to savor the first sip. So don't drink and walk, all right? I'll add that you create your own dopamine menu to have a handy list of what might add value and energy to your day. So like I said, that's kind of similar to the coaching dashboard that I'm putting together for my tech barbarians, where it's like, all right, let's get these daily wins. Let's eat that frog. And the earlier you eat that frog, the more points that you get for accomplishing those goals. And to me, the earlier you get done with your day, like with your tasks, your must-dos, the more time you have to enjoy the day, right? The more time you get to get your work out of the way and let's go have some fun. Let's go have some fun. Remember that pain is optional. Unless you drop something on your foot, then that's not really optional unless you try to act like it doesn't hurt, but it really does hurt. Groff reminds us that the best work is the work we are excited about. This might be large projects and new initiatives, but it also can be everyday choices that we make whether we deliver when we deliver value. The pain is optional. Graph quotes Ina Garten of Barefoot Contessa fame. If it's not fun, it's not done. If it's not fun, it's not done. I like that. I'm gonna quote that. If it's not fun, then it's not done.
Another one.
I like it. Using joy as a compass beats fear every time. The bottom line is that work can be fun with creativity and intention. Her 20 short rules for better days at work include slices of brilliance like pretend you only have 10 minutes to work today, talk about prioritization, or have an exercise snack, or fill figurative ice trays, meaning do things your future self will appreciate, like tidying digital folders or thinking ahead about a meeting agenda. Let's see. Even pragmatist Goff acknowledged that some situations are not funnable, but even in dull or stressful jobs, people can carve out corners of joy. Think about the classic sitcom The Office. Selling paper wasn't meaningful, but they found ways to have fun. That was awesome. I love it. I'm gonna be incorporating some of that into my day-to-day work life. Let me know. Number one, my question to you: do you have fun at work? Do you enjoy working? Do you enjoy going to work? Do you enjoy or are you a work pooper? You hate work and you just look forward to the weekend. A lot of people hate work, right? And that's probably why their lives are so miserable, because we spend most of our time at work. So if you spend the majority of your time at a place that you find miserable instead of making it fun, then that is why there are so many people who are unhappy and stuff like that. But I agree 1,000% with the author of this article. Finding a way to make work fun, and then you go from there. I have tons of fun in everything that I do. If I don't enjoy it, I don't do it. And but the things that I need to do, I find a way to make myself enjoy it, and that's why you see me here day in and day out, always strategizing, always, so and that's what I'm looking to incorporate into the Tech Barbarians coaching portal. All right. But that is it for that topic. Let's get back into figuring this stuff out. All right, let's get back into figuring this stuff. I'm gonna throw up one last 20-minute segment on this.
It's time to do.
All right, so let's go to Gemini. Let's see what Gemini said. Gemini says the log shows two different problems happening at once. The original issue is still authentication failed, but we have a secondary error. Connection refused because Indico is trying and failed to send an email notification about the first error. I don't really care about the email. I more care about the SAML error. So finding the real SAML error. The message is too generic. We need to find out why it's failing. The best way to do this is inspect the SAML response from Okta using your browser extension. Install the SAML tracer extension. And it says SAML tracer extension. An extension like SAML tracer it's a standard tool for debugging SSO. I never heard of that before. Right? Capture the login attempt. Open your browser developer tools and go to SAML tab. In a new incognito window, try to log into Indico. The SAML tracer will record the request. Go through the login process until you get the Indico. The error in Indico. Analyze the response. Look for the request. Yellow SAML tag. Click on it at the bottom. All right. So let's go and try to find us SAML and SAML tracer Chrome. SAML tracer. Let's go there. Add to Chrome. Add extension. Let's go add. If we go back over here, and let me bring the SAML tracer over here. Let's go here and clear. If we go to login with Okta, I don't think it is capturing it. Let's make this extension available in incognito mode. How can I make this available? Extensions, manage extensions. SAML. And details. Allowing incognito. All right, cool. So it's available in incognito mode. Let's close that. And we are going to SAML. Let's do that. And if I go to login with Okta, all right, there we go. And we go to SAML. All right, so basically what it was telling us that we had to do was, all right, so if we go here and it says capture the response, we'll record and go through the login process until you get the Indico error. Analyze, look for a request in the yellow SAML tag. This is the response from Okta. So we have this one and this one. So it must be this one. Click on it, and then in the bottom pane, click on the SAML tab. I don't see SAML tab, okay? SAML tab, and you will see a decoded XML response. Look for a status code section. Status code. Okay, status code section, success. Okay. It will likely contain a more specific error such as invalid destination. I don't see that. Let me just copy it. Okay, let's copy that, and we're going to go to Gemini. So this is the response that I got from the SAML tab after logging in via Okta. So let's see what that says. Excellent. The SAML response is exactly what we needed. After analyzing, I identified the most likely cause. The problem is the affiliation attribute is being sent with an empty value. Some applications, including Indico authentication library, can fail when they are configured to map an attribute, but receive an empty value for it. Oh, okay. So edit your Indico and remove the affiliation attribute. This tells Indico to simply ignore it. Remove affiliation line. What if I do the affiliation inside of Indico? Because like instead of removing that, solution B, fix the data in Okta. So that's what I'm thinking about. Go to admin directory people, because we're gonna have to add the we would need it anyways. The same we're gonna need to add the Slack member ID. So if we go to if we go here and we go to the user, where are the users? Where are the users? Oh, my goodness gracious. 3, 6, 8, 8, 7, 3. So let's say directory people. Let's go to this person. Edit applicant assignment. Where would I do the affiliation? All right, so it says ensure that you have mapped an affiliation has a value. So find your test user and edit their profile. So where do I edit the profile? And affiliation is going to be, is there a affiliation? Let's see. Can I add a new one? Profile editor. Let's say we do let me go and check inside of here first. And this user, affiliation, what did I have? Users, search. G. If I click on this user, all right, so affiliation Techodrop. So what if we go in here and we say affiliation as the organization, invalid affiliation expression. What? Let me see. Username. Invalid affiliation and expression affiliation. Okta user to Indico event to, wait, let's go here. Username is set by Indico events. Okta. Where is that? So Indico events, user profile. Username is set. So choose an attribute or enter an expression. So let's say app user dot affiliation. Okay, so let's go back to applications. Let's go to Indico events. Sign on, general. So affiliation goes to user.organization. And see if we edit on that. So affiliation to user.organization. So I need to have a field name. How does that? Affiliation, user.organization. So I need the so all right, so let's go to that user. Let's go to that user directory, people, go to this user, and let's go to profile, organization. Organization should be TechCoach. Put that, save. All right, we got that. Now, if we go back over to here and we were to refresh that and we do, let me close this completely. Close that too. And I'm going to go do a new one. And we say localhost, login with Okta, takes us to Okta. Sign in, enter the code. $379-874, password. And we're still getting that. But we have the, all right, so let me do this. Let me just remove the binding just to see if that's going to work. And then, yeah, so let's go here. Let's go to Okta. Let's remove the binding and we can see if that's going to, if that'll work. And then we can always go back and add it later. So we got the users. Let's do the general. Let's get rid of the mapping for now. Because I think we're going to need it eventually, but let's just get rid of it for now. Save, finish. And now if we go back to here, let's refresh. Let's see if that makes any difference. And we try to log in. Still got a failure. Let me do this fresh, right? Let's do this fresh. Localhost 8080. Oh, wait. Am I in incognito? I don't think so. No, I'm not. Hold on. Yeah, I was in incognito. I don't think I was. Let's move this over here. Let's try that again. Localhost 8080. Login. Login with Okta. Login. Select. $339-073. Verify. Still got a SAML error. Okay, so I'm gonna say that I removed Oh, okay. I removed it from the wrong. I removed it from the wrong spot. Shoot. Let's do this. Let's go because we have to remove from the Indico file. I'm going to go back in here, add it back to it. General, edit. Edit this one actually. Next. And we're gonna say affiliation user dot organization. Sure. And we're gonna say save that. Save that. And we're gonna go back over here. And inside of our, we're gonna edit this again. cd etc vim indico.conf, and we're gonna go to let's see. Where did they say to get it out of? It was in the Indigo Conf identity providers. Identity providers. Okay, identity providers, affiliation. Mapping must match the attribute statement you created in Okta. So we'll double check that, but if we can at least get this out for now. And then WQ, exit, restart the container. Let's see what we can do with this. Okay, it's restarted. Let's get the logs back up.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
Let me close this one. Let me do another incognito. I think we are so close. We are so close to getting this to work. So close. Oops. Get this one. Localhost 8080. Log in with Okta. Next, select Okta. 311. Oh, 773948. Password. Oh, jeez. Why is it not going through? Let's use this. Let's see if there's anything new that came out of that. So let me try this again. Let's say select SAML. Let's do that. Let's check this. After, let's go over here, and we'll wrap it up with this. I think we're so close. We are so close. After removing affiliation from the indico.conf, this is, we still got the error. And this is the XML from the SAML tracer. Let's see what it tells us, and then we'll leave it at that. Let's see. The classic SSO debugging. Since removing affiliation didn't solve it, and the new SAML response looks structured perfectly, your errors are correct. The status is success, and the attributes are now filled. The error is most certainly two invisible problems: a server clock mismatch, or a subtle copy and paste in the security certificate. SAML assertions are only valid for a short time, 5 to 10 minutes, to prevent security risk. If your Indico server clock is out of sync with global time, it will reject the assertion as either not yet valid or expired. Action. All right, so SAML assertions are only valid for a short time. To prevent security risk, all right, action, run the following command to check the time inside the running container. The -u will show UTC time, which is what SAML uses. Verify the output should be within a few seconds of the issue instant time in your SAML response. I guess we can try that real quick. Let's go to it's going to be prod-web-1 prod Indico web. Why is that prod Indico web 1 prod Indico web? What do you mean it's not running? Oh, because Docker Compose. It should be just Docker. So 2052, and if we do a login attempt right now, we should have this one 2052 and 2052-31, 2052-30. Yeah, so that's good. So that one matches. Re-verify the X509 certificate. Most likely the problem. This is a problem common for generic SAML fill logins. Error when everything else looks correct. A single missing character or an extra space in the certificate in your Indico conf will likely cause the validation to fail silently. Let's fix this with certainty. Replace the entire X509 cert in the top IDP section with your Indico conf with the latest SAML response from the latest SAML response you just provided. Let me just copy that. After replacing the certificate, save Indico. All right, so let's do that real quick. And if that doesn't work, then it is what it is. All right. And I think this is something that I don't need to figure out completely. Just the fact that we can get to this point, I think the IT people can take the rest to be able to, because they know how to do these integrations. And if I can just get the necessary infrastructure in place, I guess I would say, then they can carry the rest of the way. I don't know. So we shall see. We'll see. But let's go to here, and we're gonna go to over here. We're gonna go to oh, come on. And we need to go to so we need to get this whole thing out over here. That's gonna be a what? A lot of deleting. All right, let's go. That's annoying. That is utterly annoying. All right. I am not going to torture everyone as we go through and delete all these lines of code, right? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to our last break time topic in the show about the tegu reptiles that are invading Florida. And while we're watching that, because I haven't watched it yet, but it's like how they're using AI to trap these species because there's a infestation of them in Florida. So we're gonna watch that together, and I'll continue deleting this. And if we have time, we'll come back. We'll do a very last attempt of this. So while we're watching that, I will try to do this, and then we can end the show that way. All right. So let me go ahead and pull that up. So we're going to be looking at this video about the AI powered tegu traps in Florida. What is a tegu? We're gonna find out. They're a reptile, right? Part of the lizard family, iguana family. Let me go and find where I have that. Let's go to here. And that right there, my friend, is the tegu. And we're going to be watching how they're using AI-powered tegu traps. All right, so let's go ahead and watch this video together.
Team Black and White tegu, a very large lizard, is an invasive species in Florida. They're also a threat to our native wildlife. University of Florida researchers are using AI technology to trap and remove them. Fox 13's Carla Byron explains how the technology works and its potential for capturing other invasive species.
There are more than 60 invasive reptile species in Florida, including the Argentine black and white tegu. The large lizard, native to South America, can grow up to 5 feet long. There's a wild population of them in Hillsborough County.
They can outcompete, they can eat our native species, and we're finding out more recently that they can carry parasites and pathogens that can spread to our native wildlife.
University of Florida wildlife biologist Melissa Miller is using AI smart traps to trap the lizards so she can study them. Developed by Wild Vision Systems, the traps can be operated remotely. Photos of tegus and other animals are put into the system so the model can detect the lizards. Using a camera and a web application, the trapper will get a phone notification once a tegu is captured.
Right now, what we're doing, we deployed them in St. Lucie County and just wrapped up a study where we compared them head-to-head with the traditional or non-smart traps. And the results of that study, we found they reduced bycatch by 94% and compared to the traditional or non-smart traps, and they reduced labor costs by like 87%.
Miller's hoping to not only get the traps into the hands of natural resource managers, but homeowners as well, so that they can help manage the invasive species on their properties. Miller also hopes the traps can be adapted for other invasive species, like
I would say this is the beauty of the use of AI, right? I know people use it for all types of weird sorts of things, but this is amazing because in Florida we are invaded by iguanas. They're about to talk about iguanas right now. We have an infestation of iguanas, and it looks like over in the Tampa-ish area, St. Lucie area, they have an invasion of these tegus. And like they like sometimes Florida says, all right, you know what, go hunt iguanas, go hunt pythons and stuff like that. So this and if they can capture them and find a place to put them, I don't know. But that sounds remarkable, I must say. All right, so let's go ahead and finish this video, and then we'll get out of here.
iguanas and now monitors.
I mean, we have the only Everglades anywhere in the world exist, in our backyard, and protecting the ecosystem and Florida's native wildlife is the ultimate goal of the research.
To prevent the animals from spreading across the state and beyond. In Hillsborough County, Carla Byron, Fox 13 News.
Well, according to FWC, there are established breeding populations in 4 Florida counties: Hillsborough, Charlotte, Miami-Dade, and St. Lucie. The lizards can be dangerous, so you should not try to handle one yourself. Instead, report any sightings to FWC.
And there you have it. There you have it. How AI is expanding its reach into so many different areas, right? The the technology is awesome because it uses it uses a picture to make sure that it has the right species. Because they might say, all right, we don't want to capture these species, so when they come in there, because what happened before, let's say you have the non-smart trap, right? And an animal comes in there and it traps them, and that's not the animal that you want in there. So now you lost a trap. So, and you could have a tegu just walk right past and say, oh, that's supposed to be the tegu's trap. So it's like, oh, you open, you get in there, you get out, but now the right animal comes in there, and now you trap them in there, and now you can do whatever it is that you need to do from there, right? So really cool technology. All right, I'm not even gonna put any time. Let's just try a quick let's try this real quick to see before we get out of here, to see if it makes any difference. If not, then we'll just figure it out. I'll figure it out on my own this week, and we'll circle back on Tuesday to talk about it. But we are so close though. The fact that we can actually get Okta to give us this error that it's not, like, it goes back to Indico saying, oh, it's not working, but we're actually going through Okta to log in. So that is monumental. All right. Let me refresh this page. Let's go to here. Yeah. So we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. I think we're really close. I don't know what else to do with this. So we have the certificate. We have everything. We'll figure it out after. It is what it is. It is what it is. Let's call it a day. Let's call it a day. All right. So as we wrap up for today, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Hopefully I was able to add some value into your life as we were showing like how we investigate the different articles that we discussed, all of that good thing. As we wrap it up, do me a big favor. If you have not done so already, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content. As well, take control of the dev. Sign up today. Join us for our vibe coding chills. Like I said, I'm going to be uploading the different segments of our Pat's vibe coding chill session in the Tech Coach Off Patreon at techcoachoff.dev. All of that good stuff. Remember, tomorrow, Kind of Conversations at noon, we're going to be talking about collaboration and why it's so tough to be able to rally people together to work well together and go after a common interest. All of that good stuff. See you guys, and we'll be live Tuesday night as well as we continue to work on getting this Indico set up and integrated. All that good stuff, right? But till then, I'm going to get out of here. You guys have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. As we read, make the work week fun. Make the work week fun. All right? But until then, Tech with Ralph, we are out.
Spartans! What is your profession?
It was all good, just a prompt to go. Lines of light made my circuits glow. Now I'm drowning in a sea of code. A bug, a glitch, and the system slowed. I reached too far. Try to debug fate, but the tokens fail, and it's too late. I'm down and out of tokens. The lines are cracked, the code is broken. Helpless now, the screen's unspoken. It was all good, just a prompt to go. Syntax screams like a ghost in the shell. Loops on fire, dragging me through hell. Error whispers where my dreams once dwelled. Each click feels like a shattered spell.
I thought I could, I thought I'd win, but now I'm trapped in this endless spin.
I'm down and out of tokens. The lines are cracked, the code is broken. Helpless now, the screen's unspoken. It was all good, just a prompt to go. said it was mended, but it's still the same. Words like bandages, yeah, that don't stop the pain. Yeah, I held your words like glass in my hands, sharp truths and smooth demands. You say you'd mend the cracks I see, but promises break so easily. I trusted the stars, but they all fell down. Every promise made just spins around. The truth feels fake, the lies too real. I'm caught in a loop I can't unfeel. I reach, but it slips away. Truths turn shadows in the light of day. I don't know what to believe anymore. Everything's just opens another door. Confidence feels like a hollow sound. I look for answers, but they can't be found. You paint the sky with a perfect hue, a shade of trust that fades the blue. I step forward, fall right through. Your mirror's cracked, and so are you. Tell me, what's the game? Truth and lies, they sound the same. Every time I think I've won, I'm back where I've begun. I built my faith like a house of sand, each grain slipping through my open hand. Your confidence is a polished mask, hiding the answers I forgot to ask. I don't know what to believe anymore. Everything just opens another door. Confidence feels like a hollow sound. I look for answers, but they can't be found. Is it me who's blind, or you who lies? Is it hope or hurt that keeps me tied? I'm a thread